What's up, gang? How everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody doing good. Mm-hmm. We back live and direct. Shout out to everybody to the notification squad, the Paya What's up? And all the new people. We got good audio check. We got good audio check. All right, gang. I've been doing a whole lot of digging, right? I've been doing a whole lot of digging on the Shanquella case, on the Zakiria girl, the Jelani Day, the Missing Cali Boys, Kendrick Johnson, Christina Nancy, and goddamn it, Jordan Bilbo. Now I've been looking into all these cases, right? And I've been looking into a lot of more other cases, like the John Benet Ramsey case, JFK assassination, and many, many others. Now check this out, gang. Check this out, gang. In this Shanquella case. Now I remember, look, in this Shanquella case, right before I get started, hold on, check this out, gang. The Shanquella case, everything I'm telling y'all, the other YouTubers confirmed it. And it just let me know that my investigation skill is through the roof right now. Cause everything what I'm suspecting in the beginning, what my research led me, all the other YouTubers picking up on it. All the other YouTubers picking up on it. I remember when I told you, I was like, man, it look like somebody supposed to been there, but didn't show up for her birthday party. When they come to the nation, they do a recap on the Cabo 6. It's new information that's coming out now that the feds, well, it really ain't new information. It's already been putting out that this what people need. This what people need to look at the Shanquella case. I remember when I told y'all, when I said, man, look, Mexico is so corrupt. They be pulling people over, especially tourists, find a reason to lock them up so they can extort them high ransoms, bonds, and all this. Nobody didn't want to believe me at first. Nobody didn't want to look into that because some people felt like it's irrelevant to look into. You know what I'm talking about? Because they like, well, this ain't got nothing to do with Shanquella. It got a whole lot to do with Shanquella. Because now they saying, right, this what they saying. When I told y'all this, I said, man, look, Cabo is not the place to go and do no vacations at. Cabo is the number one human trafficking, organ trafficking, and goddamn it, drug trafficking. It's a hot spot. It's a hot spot that these people kill tourists. They target tourists and shit. Nobody don't want to believe me or none of this shit, right? So look, now people putting it together because now they saying, uh, the reason why Shaquella really, really didn't get help because they couldn't pay the money. And the doctor, so many words, the doctor was granting the amount of money to pay them, and they couldn't come up with the demands. Simple as that. Simple as that, man. And remember what that dude said? He said Shanquella supposed to been taking up who? She paid for a spot that the people did. He said Shanquella came on the trip because two people didn't show up. So Shanquella paid the remaining of the balance, right? Ain't this what we all heard? Since we all heard that, what he said, remember what I said too. I said, man, look, felt like somebody else was on the trip. And we just don't know nothing about it yet, and that person ain't been exposed, right? I always said that. Now look, on this part right here, I found the video. And he made this video like I think about a month ago. Yeah, it's about a month ago, right? I said this shit. I've been saying this shit, right? Now he brought this out and he found the person that didn't go on the trip. So it matched up with exactly what dude said. Y'all know that dude, everybody thought they were wigging. Now check this out. Listen to this. Hold on, guys. Now check this out.
From a lot of bullshit going on, you feel me? And to just see her on bingo, bro, that hurt.
Who this beautiful girl was, like, who is your cousin? Like, who is she?
Yeah. Shanquella was 25 years old, y'all. She was a boss bitch.
Now we know that lady was flogging and all this, talking about she was the cousin. She was flogging, talking about she the cousin and all this. If you ask me, somebody need to find that girl and beat the brakes off of her. Be honest with you, cause she in cahoots with them, and they put her up to this shit. Nobody out the blue finna just up and just do no shit like this. But here go the girl.
No. I found the original video of that IG live. So I found that the account's name was Winter Backup. And when I went into her followings, I realized she was following Alyssa Finster, who was also following her back, and someone named the Big Jazia. Now, she is from North Carolina. Looks like she's promoting crusty wigs. And all her pictures are not there. She has 0 posts. And I find that interesting. Now, the only reason why I find this so interesting is that out of the two, this is the most oldest account. And is the only account that Winter and Alyssa is following. She was also...
Now, y'all keep that in mind, what he just saying, because these big receipts.
So in the live, as you can tell here, the same feet. But why would she be in the live if she wasn't there? And if this is Winter, then what is her involvement? Why is she in this live talking about the situation or listening? Like, what is her role in all of this? If this really is Winter. I have found some people that are also following her back, and I have messaged them and left a comment on their posts to hopefully get some answers of who is behind this account. Like, who is this person? I guess they don't want to message or comment back. Some of them are active, and I know they would have seen my thing because they don't get that much traffic to their IGs. And some of them are not active, but who knows, maybe they will see it. But hey, maybe you guys can help me and go message those people that I message and leave them a lot of comments and ask them, hey, do you know who this Jelani person is? I feel like for some reason she holds the key to those 2 accounts. And Winter's account is actually still active and it's private, but why would she use a fake account and not her real account like Nazir did, for example? And I also found someone that was friends with Shanquella and who is also friends with Winter and Jelani. Like, this girl actually went on vacation with them to Cancun. I found her because Shanquella actually tagged her in her IG story because it looks like that she was supposed to be at this trip.
So that means that's why Shanquella tagged her in the post. Y'all can put this shit together. Now look, if she supposed to been there, but she canceled out at the last minute, right? What that sound like? What the fuck that sound like? And then on top of that, Shanquella tagging her in the video. So that means Shanquella paid for her spot. I mean, she canceled out on the trip and Shanquella took her spot. So she supposed to came with somebody else then, right? Listen to this shit, bro. Just like that dude was saying. And you put this shit together, bro. It don't even take no rocket science to figure out what's really going on. And they look like that girl that was in the picture with them on my community wall.
messaged her on Instagram, and I also left the video on her timeline on one of her posts so we can get a confirmation. Is this Winter's voice? Yo, this is Editing Martin, and guys, she has actually blocked me on her Instagram, and she has removed the post of me asking if that was Winter's voice. I was very respectful in the DM, so there's really no reason to block me, but this is very suspect to me.
Cause look, cause you done dig into some shit you didn't find out yet, and you hitting it on the nail. You just don't know how. That girl blocked you for a reason. She don't even want to talk to you, and you were respectful in the comment. You just simply ask a question. So when a person block you, you already know what time it is, right? So he found out some information. Like, how these people find out that I supposed to been there? You know what I'm talking about? Cause if he was playing it, you know what I'm talking about, before they got there, it's a reason why she would cancel out on a vacation trip apart of Dejanay. Like the dude said, Dejanay was kind of upset because people didn't show up for her party. Don't it make sense? I see why. If people don't show up at the party, if they don't want to go along with they planned it. Look,
Now, the next one is her ex-boyfriend. This one's kind of controversial because a lot of people believing that this is her boyfriend. According to the NC.
all right, y'all heard it, right? So y'all heard what that dude said about uh, the goddamn it was, the girl didn't show up for the party. Well, basically two people didn't show up. Once you go look on the guest list, once everybody's name was on the guest list, this what you need to shine the light on. Line number one is missing. Nobody signed their name on line number one. Right? First of all, you ain't even seen no real receipts of who room it would actually name on. That's another big part of the case. These things that we need to know. These the things that we got to know. Cause what if it's somebody's name on the room that didn't even show up? What if somebody else was in charge of the room? You know what I'm talking about? Cause it's a reason why it's a reason why Denasia, it's your birthday and you couldn't even afford the master suite. Come on. Think about that, gang. Now watch this. I'm finna show y'all this. Hold on, gang. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on, y'all give me 1 second. Right, I'm back, gang. Check this out, y'all. Watch this. Right? So y'all heard what he said. Now, y'all see this lady right here? Check this out why this so important. Check this out why this so important. Now, this is what I'm finna tell y'all. The corruption goes so deep in Kabul. Listen to what I'm finna say. The police target tourists. Because tourists come down there to do what? Spend time and have money. So the police will try to figure out a way to lock you up. And once you get locked up, they gonna give you a high ass bond for you to get out. And if you can't pay that high ass bond, they gonna hold you long as they can hold you till they have no choice but to release you, because they can't keep you forever. For one thing, that's gonna help Shanquella case in the long run. Because that's what the police do. I told everybody this. I said, look, I went on a whole lot of YouTube channels that don't talk about murder cases. They bloggers. They talk about their journey to foreign countries. Everybody that went to Mexico got the same fucking story. The police pulled me over. They demanded money. They locked me up. They was holding me. You know what I'm talking about? Basically kidnapped you. I said that. Now, guess what she's saying? Guess what she found out? They also do it at hospitals and clinics too. So if I told y'all about how the police maneuvering around that job and fucking with the tourists, listen to this shit, bro.
How much life insurance can I get without a medical exam? How does up to 100
Lucas isn't, and how the American government says, watch out for it. Prices to exorbitant amount.
Watch
What
this,
if you could
guy.
cut a whole chicken, including meat with small ribs and bones inside?
Or you're about to find out. You guys, buckle up. Just think about this. Buckle up, please, and just wait till the end to think about it, because it's going to blow your mind. What does it have to do? First, let's get into how basically America said Kabul is not safe for medical care because they routinely ambulance chase, jack up prices to exorbitant amount, and withhold care to the point that people might actually die.
Right. Y'all heard it? Y'all heard that shit, bro. They did this shit on purpose. Jack the prices up. Cause think about this. If you got a tourist come to Cabo and they got every bit a couple of $1,000s on them, it wouldn't make no sense to lock them up and give them a $30 bond. You might as well up it up to about $5,000 for a bond. You see what I'm saying? That's how Cabo really fucked up, gang. Listen to this.
See, Mexico is trying to make it seem like it was all the Cabo Six, and the Cabo Six were being evil. Those kids were fighting. They had a plan. They hurt Shanquella. They are the ones responsible for her death. My opinion, Desjardins Jackson is. My opinion, until I see other evidence, I think the other ones did too. However, Mexico keeps trying to push information. Oh, but the doctor, she didn't know. And the FBI is saying she didn't know, or maybe she's one of the main cases. Not why Shanquella died. That goes to Desjardins. But the doctor's the main reason that they got to leave. And that they think they got away from it. Because had the doctor not tried to allegedly price gouge and ask for that $5,000, Shanquella would have been taken to the hospital. See, we're assuming that the doctor had Shanquella or any victim's best interest in heart. But the U.S. is saying that regularly, and the Cabos,
Y'all heard that? She just said these people do this regularly. I told everybody this. I said, man, look, y'all go look up in Cabo. Do your own research. It don't take number 5 minutes of your time just to look at a couple of news articles. And once you come back on this channel, the first thing you're gonna be like, Trey, you ain't lying. I ain't even know Cabo was that corrupt. You see what I'm saying? Right? But watch how this, look, it makes sense why after that, when Shanquella happened, they issued a state emergency and told people, do not go to Cabo. Not only they said that just to stop people from going because they don't want the United States to get hurt, but don't y'all know how big order house it is? And don't y'all think these same doctors lean on it? Nobody don't believe me until another motherfucker say so. You know what I'm talking about? Look.
Cabos area, none of the medical professionals have anybody's best interest at heart, and they're only interested in basically holding people hostage, right? They're only interested in holding people's hostage to bleed as much money out much as they can. And once the Cabo 6 said, we don't got it, maybe the doctor said, well, guess what? I don't got it either. Again, people have been making excuses. Oh, she's incompetent. You can't blame her. The American government seems to be blaming her. But let's get into this because you know I bought receipts. First, let's get into the warning that America has issued for all the hospitals in the Cabos area.
Not only for the hospital, look, the Fed said don't go to Cabo. And this ain't the first time. Don't you know what Cabo knew? Don't you know how many Americans died on the same soil that Shanquella died on? Do y'all know how many murders that took place on the same property Shanquella died on? That's dealing with United States people. You don't got a number in your head. I gotta count hundreds. Over 100. Over 100. In the last 10 years, over 1,000. Over 1,000. Right? Of cases y'all ain't even heard before. Cases that supposed to been extradited to the United States and made and shined the light on it. Y'all ain't even heard none of these. So I looked it up and I'm like, damn, it's so much shit was popping up. I said, man, wait a minute, bro. It's like it's a movie script. Murder, murder, murder. They hanging motherfuckers out. Breathe. They had a mass grave game. They done dug up and hide motherfuckers at mass grave sites. Look.
Particularly, the U.S. consulate warns that a hospital at popular Mexico destination preys on American tourists. Now, I'm going to take you into the story. It's crazy. But a lot of you might say, but was she at St. Lucas? She was treated by American Medical Center. Guess what? St. Lucas literally was so bad in their practices that the American government put a travel warning all people, do not go near that hospital. There are people in tourist bloggers forums that say, even if you get picked up off the street, because there are ambulances going, they'll pick you up off the street, scream at the top of your lungs, even if you're dying, do not take me to St. Lucas, because you might not walk out. And even if you do, they will suck your bank account dry. Even if you need life-saving surgery, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Why is that important? Because even for everything St. Lucas isn't, and how the American government says, watch out for it, Nobody at this point should be traveling to Cabo if you don't have to. Pick another. There's DR. There's Puerto Rico. Well, DR has an advisory for racism, but there's Puerto Rico. Okay, there's a few islands left. Go to Jamaica. Heck, right? But let me just get back on track because I'm getting somewhere, and this is really important. St. Lucas, for all the warnings, for the State Department saying stay away from it. Do you know St. Lucas still has a higher rating than the American Medical Center? St. Lucas, for all that, their rating is 4.6. American Medical Center, the nurse that was from Shanquella is 3.8. And if corruption is this bad, that they have put a red line around all of Cabos.
Check this out. And that research that she did, it takes 5 minutes, gang. It only takes 5 minutes just to type in Cabo, Mexico. What's going on in Cabo, Mexico? Google gonna tell you. Google gonna tell you what the fuck going on. This ain't even nothing new to me. It's what goes else in Chicago and at Cabo. Guess who else got killed in Cabo? I didn't even know this. Watch this. I'm finna be the first one to say this. I didn't even know it's a hot spot that people, movie stars, rich people, will take them to Cabo and kill them. Look how many people died in Cabo. Even Malcolm X grandson was killed in Cabo, in Mexico. See what I'm saying now? It's so many people that went to Cabo and left killing the motherfucker. I didn't know it was that fucking serious. Cause 9 times out of 10, if anybody in the chat go to Cabo right now and just decide to walk down the street, we might never see you again. We'll probably never hear about you. You see, this shit worse than gangland.
What makes you think the American Medical Center is even better? Again, what weighed heavy? Why is it that this is taking so long? Could it be because the investigation is getting bigger than Shanquella? Could it be that those vipers, it was a viper nest, that when the FBI looked into it, they were like, whoa, what's going on?
Look, the FBI already knew what was going on. Oh, look, send it to me from High Point, North Carolina. Send it to me, Jake. Send me the link. Now, look, all I'm saying, you could read between the lines. About time when you get through doing 5 minutes of research in Cabo, you can start a YouTube channel on Cabo alone just by dealing with foreign murders. That's content alone by itself. You see what I'm saying? Cause they ain't reporting this shit in America. And all these cases they didn't report it. So you mean to tell me the feds don't know nothing about these cases? Oh, they do. Oh, they know everything what Cabo doing. It just blew out the water with the Shanquella case. You see what I'm saying? Because look how her death is shining light on other people murder. On other people murder gang, and her case exposing what's really going on in Cabo alone. Alright. So boom, what that dude said, somebody's supposed to be at the nation party, but didn't show up. The nation was a little upset about it. So the nation already had attitude because she want these particular people to come to the party like she was really relying on these two people. So these people canceled out on her. So guess what she had to do? She asked Shanquella to fill in. So Shanquella filled in and automatically dropped out some money and told her, yeah, I'm getting the master suite. If that's true what the dude said. So if that's the case, you know what I'm talking about? That would be one of the main reasons why everything popped off. Cause maybe that person that canceled on the trip knew what they was up to and was a part of the plan, and maybe she was like, well, and got cold feet and was like, I don't think I can go along with this, so I'm gonna just cancel out at the last minute. And then all of a sudden, out of all people, they pick Shanquella, and Shanquella come through. Boom! Soon as Shanquella come through, they used that. They probably used that just for it to pop off. Just like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? I need that room, and had a little slight argument because nobody don't know what actually happened that Friday night. If you ask me what happened that Friday night, I believe they got into a little argument, a little disagreement, and Shanquella cut them, and Shanquella called it a night for that night and went to sleep. That's what it looked like to me. And them bitches stayed up all motherfucking night still feeling some type of way. That's why they woke that girl up early that morning. When they woke that girl early that morning, it popped out. So what time a motherfucker usually wake up? Probably around about 7 or 8 o'clock. You know what I'm talking about? No doubts about that. Around about 7 or 8 o'clock. So check this out. That means if that fight happened around between 7 or 8 o'clock, that means they would be round about 8 and 9 o'clock in North Carolina time. Meaning that they woke up round about 9 something, 8 something. Look, just say they got up around about 8 something. It'll be North Carolina time though, cause that's when they normally get up. Like this, if I normally get up at 6 in the morning, you know what I'm talking about? And Cabo time is 2 hours behind. So that means in Cabo time, I'll be waking up at 4 in the morning. Y'all get what I'm saying? So when that fight happened early in the morning, if it's 7 or 8 o'clock, that means it's down there 8 to 10 o'clock in North Carolina time. Boom. The fight happened. Boom, 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 boom. The girl, the girl died from the injuries that was suffered. It was in the morning time. Boom. They dragged her in the bathroom, closed the door, and went along by their day right, waiting on the maid to come. Cause you can't leave the body there. Common sense would tell you that. Boom. So Wiggins said they was in there cooking. Now, I wanna, and then when he said they was in there cooking, the other dude that was going live, who everybody thought they were Wiggins, because I thought it was Wiggins, said they was cooking breakfast. Those little small keywords right there mean something. Breakfast, and then there was a fight happened early that morning. So now you can understand what Wiggins was saying. Like they was in there cooking and shit. Cause they showed one cooking when the maid was there, when the ambulance was there, or when the nurse was there. It wasn't no cooking then. But I believe they was cooking. They were cooking breakfast. Right? All right. So boom. Blah blah blah. The maid found her. Boom boom boom. The maid alert. Cause nobody don't want to say when the maid left. Right? But we don't know the maid came in, bam, 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 seen what was going on. Then they acted panicky and played the role like, oh my gosh, Shanquella, get up. You know, I can't believe this. And you know what I'm talking about. So next thing you know, the maid was like, shit, I got to tell my boss. You know, ain't no doubt in my mind that that maid went back and told people what was going on. Even the manager. Y'all know the manager know what was going on. What the office manager is. Well, you know what I'm saying? What the general manager is. These the things that people is not disclosing. You will never know nothing if you don't bring all these people forward, right? So you got to find out who's security, who's the manager behind the front desk, and who is the person, the salesperson that booked the room. All right. So the maid got out of there. Because the maid wasn't there when the ambulance showed up or the nurse showed up. I believe the maid was gone before the nurse even showed up. So boom. Next thing you know, the doctor come in, seen what was going on, knew it was a murder, and tried to con them folks out of $5,000 to make it look legit. And once they come pay to make it look legit, they list the injuries on their ass. You see what I'm saying? But they protect the doctor when they switch the timestamp up and want everybody to believe that this girl was still alive between the hours of 3, which is that a lie. And if you believed it, you might as well just you know what I'm talking about? Believe the goddamn it, the man was on the moon. Now, so the doctor wanted the money. They couldn't pay for it. The doctor was like, well, shit, I can't help you. So the doctor, so they started making the call around for something, asking for the paramedics, right? So look, so if the doctor showed up at 3, look how this go. When the doctor got there, think about this, gang. Watch how simple this is. The doctor get there a little bit after 3:30. According to Wiggins' story, if he said he was there at 3:26, so that means the doctor showed up after 3:26. So when the doctor came there, they said we're gonna give about 15 minutes for that doctor come in there do a diagnosis. Come in the door at 3:30. What's going on? She unresponsible. Show me where she at. Take her to the living room. She knee down on her as she look. So boom, right then and there, she knew it was a murder. Right then and there, she knew it was a murder. But the feds gonna come up with a story and trying to convince people that she didn't know that this person was dead and still performing procedure. If you believe that, you might as well help them cover the case up. You see what I'm saying? That lady knew she was dead. She jumped on the phone. Blah, 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 blah. Because she can't do it on her own. I don't care what nobody say. She don't have the power to do this by herself. So she made a couple of phone calls. This thing you know, boom. Look, 30 minutes. She there. Watch this game. Check this out. When the doctor showed up and told him, look, she dead. Well, can't I need $5,000. And they trying to come up with the money. Unsuccessfully, they couldn't even come up with the money. And since they couldn't come up with the money, shit, they called the ambulance at 4 something. So that means the doctor was there and they were negotiating for at least 1 hour about some money. And once that money, you know what I'm saying, wasn't coming, that's why they had to call the ambulance at 4 something. Cause she said take her to the ambulance. They like, no, we want you to do it free. And she was like, man, look, I need some money. We ain't got it. Well, you gonna have to call the ambulance then. Then they eventually even calling the ambulance. So that doctor was making a deal with them folks. That just show you that the doctor was extorting them folks. And once the Red Cross cause look, the police showed up before the Red Cross did. Before the Red Cross. So it was some type of negotiation going on with their money, right? Because they had an hour to talk about it. If I'm a doctor, I arrived there at exactly 3:30. Check this out. I'm gonna know what's going on with them soon when I see the body. It's about 5 minutes, so it's 3:35. Next thing you know, telling these people, this ain't alcohol for this girl dead. I'm a doctor. You can't tell me now what's going on. It's a murder. They sweating, they panic. Man, look, what you think we should do? Man, look, this whole conversation finna be lasting at least 15, 20 minutes. Man, look, they gonna have to explain to her what happened, right? So all this gonna take at least 35, 40 minutes. All this talking and negotiating in an hour span. Because at this point, time moving, an hour gonna feel like 5 minutes to them. It's gonna feel like 1 minute. So boom, when they jumped on the phone and said, call the mama, we need $5,000. And the mama was like, she didn't have it like that, right? I don't know how it exactly went, but they did not end up getting the 5,000. Guess what they had to do then? Since they couldn't come up with the 5,000, they told the doctor, call the ambulance. Now they ain't got no choice but to call the ambulance. So the doctor really did them dirty. Was like, look, I can't even help you. So now you gonna have to figure this out on your own. The police already knew what was going on with the nurse. They got in on it. You see what I'm saying? They got in on it. Boom. Once they got in on it, next thing you know, police took they all ass to jail, took some statements. They ain't even take pictures of the crime scene. Only pictures they had what we seen is what the investigative report got. And there's supposed to be more pictures than that. So boom. Corruption at its finest. They tried to blackmail a friend out of some money since they couldn't pay the whole ransom. They listed injuries, right, of the bruising, what Cabo gonna be guilty on, and changed the timestamp on the autopsy report. Cause when the nurse showed up, they covered the nurse by saying she was in a vulnerable state and was doing CPR to the paramedics, right? And she was there with Shanquella for 3 hours. All she did, since she couldn't go nowhere neither, because she know how Mexico works. Because that means if she would have left, she would have been accessory to the murder too. So by her sticking there, she knew what exactly to do. Well, I'm gonna stay here because she know how the police work. They all know how corrupt this city is. So it just to show you that this they little scam they got going on, and this they little side hustle, targeting tourists. That's why people pay all these high surgeries for they booty, they titties, they chin lifters, and you know what I'm talking about. And that's why they charge an arm and a leg for these surgeries. And the main place they either go is to Mexico to get these changes. You see what I'm saying? So they got caught on it. Case closed, case solved, locked all of them up. You know what I'm talking about? This she was, and then it was pre-planned at this. Cause keep this in mind, this Friday, and Khalid already saying they got our first day. This proof to me that they planned this, and you had that on your mind for a while for you to feel comfortable going along with the plan. Shanquella gonna get justice. I don't know how, but she gonna get some kind of justice. Cause it's blowing the lid off on other murder cases. Not only this, they're dealing with a doctor and the corruption with them. Let's go to Jelani Day. Jelani Day, right? Okay, everybody know the story about Jelani Day. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Back, I'm back. Now the Jelani Day. Look at his case. Now, y'all should know his case like, watch this. He lived in Bloomington, Illinois, right? He was 6'2", 180 pounds. From 2014 and 2015, he was on the track and field at Alabama, right? University. He graduated from Alabama, right? And he had this bachelor degree in what? Pathology. Why this important? Why this is important, right? Look what this man studied. He basically studying autopsy, science, body parts, right? This what this man majored in. So he was basically becoming and dealing with body parts, pathologists. So look, they was in 2018 when he graduated from the Alabama agriculture. You know what I'm talking about. Now watch this. He was last seen with his family. I mean, he was last in touch with his family, right, on the 23rd. And on August the 24th, he was videotaped going into a cannabis dispensary, right? He was, now look, his teacher notified the police August the 24th. He was last seen August the 23rd. I don't think his mama would have called the police that fast if he, that's just like if his mama, he call his mama and say I'll be over there, and then he end up ain't showing. The mama might call the police probably the next day. But this lady called the police the minute he really didn't even show up. See what I'm saying? She called the police the same fucking day he didn't show up for class. Ain't that suspicious? Ain't that suspicious? Right? And we know how word can get around college campus. Now look, on 24, he was at the weed dispensary. He was 25 years old when he went missing. And on October the 25th, he was reported missing from his Blooming residence on October the 26th. That's when his mama filed the report. That's why they leaving. Look, that's why they ain't talking too much about that teacher, because she can really give you some more information about what was going on with his personal life in that school building and what type of friends he was hanging around with. So they located the car, right? They located the car in the wooded area of Peru, Illinois. Of Peru, Illinois. If you look up at Peru, Illinois, look how many bodies they washed up in the Peru. Now, his body was found floating on the river in Illinois River, September the 23rd. That's like a month later. So his body washed up a month later on the 23rd, and he was last seen August the 23rd. So He in the river, and if you did research of how a body behave, drowning bodies and all this, they said his body washed up on the goddamn riverbed a month later in Peru. It ain't even far from Bloomsville. It ain't even that long a drive. It's really nowhere. So boom. If you ask me, I believe that man's body was somewhere else for at least a week or two. I'd say that man's body was somewhere else and they threw that man's body in the river sometime September 1st, 2nd, or the 3rd. Because that's when his body washed up, right? And his body was floating. September 23rd, the coroners of LaSalle confirmed that's his body. The coroner said his organs had discomposed due to the length of time his body had been submerged in water. Now, I looked up the body temperature. I mean, the water temperature. His body ain't gonna be liquefied and discomposed. Where on the outside it'll be bloated up. You know, his tissue would be damaged and stuff like that. But it won't be to a point that it's liquefying all in the body and disappearing. So the family did an independent autopsy. Look what the family said. Ain't this what he look? Ain't this what he was majoring in? So the same thing he was studying, whatever he was studying, he had to end up in this sad. So look, he was going to be investigating murders, cause the police would have to come to him and he would have to determine how a person died. So if it wasn't him, right, just say if he never. Just say if there was another person and Jelani they was still living, 9 times out of 10, he would be the pathologist doing the investigation on the body that he found. You get what I'm saying? So if no doubts in my mind that he hang around some college students that taking up these same things, cause keep this in mind, it's gonna be college students need livers, hearts, kidneys. How else you gonna pass a test if you don't perform these surgeries on these kidneys? They need surgery. They need to do surgery on kidneys. So they need all the kidneys and hearts on. Because you got to practice on a human heart or a kidney if you're gonna do a real surgery in real life. So boom. The investigator found that the jaws had may been sawed out, and his brain, eyes, liver, and spleen could not be found. So you got the brains, liver, jaws, and the spleen. Think about this. Your jaws is basically pure bone and muscle. Quite sure that didn't even liquefy. Cause muscles don't liquefy. You see what I'm saying? Muscles do not liquefy. So it was some kind of surgical was going on. They sawed it out his mouth, so you need a real surgery tool. His funeral was on the 10th. His mother said the journey is not. You know what? Matter of fact, look at this, gang. Look, He was missing some of his vital organs. His mama said in the Facebook post there was look on Monday that no organ was missing. That one day after that lawyer told them the opposite of what? No. All right. Even Forbes magazine was talking about his death. Hold on. Damn, they done switched my story real quick. That ain't what I had on that job. How he get up on there? So, but look, here go her John right here. Listen to this game. See it for yourself, right?
We're here in Peru, Illinois. We've just had a demonstration about justice for Jelani. There are a lot of unanswered questions. We've traced the path that Jelani was taken. His car, we found the location where they found his car. We saw the location where they found his clothes. The distance between the car, the clothes, and his body are 1.5 miles, 3 miles apart. A lot of unanswered.
Y'all heard that? 3 miles apart, right? That's real big because you got his clothes 3 miles apart from the car. Watch this. If you pay attention, think like this at a detective. Grab all the information that you got.
Answered questions. Why would you go through the path that the car was taken if you're not from Peru? You wouldn't even know to find this wooded area. Secondly, the place where his clothes were found, there's no way you would just.
Now, do y'all see this? Look at this gate right here. Man, I could take y'all down this road and look where it'll lead to. Not only this, it's another street that I looked into. It's a couple of ways to her. And guess what else I found out? It's 3 miles apart from each other. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Cause it's another street that could lead in this area, like 3 miles away, but you got to turn. It's it's kind of hard to explain it, but check this out.
Go there. It's roped off. It's a state of Illinois road, and it's not open to the general public. And so we don't know why was Jelani brought to Peru. And you have some jurisdictional questions. So there are a lot of legal matters, and that's why we're calling on Kwame Raoul, the Illinois Attorney General, to step up the investigation. We've contacted Congressman Rush and Congressman Davis asking for federal investigation in the murder, we believe, the murder and disappearance of Jelani Day.
And we're here to support, and we want justice. That's why we represent NIU. We got various sororities and fraternities here.
And so we're standing with the family. We've had students here from ISU, NIU, Illinois colleges across the state. Students, you need to really organize because there's so many missing young people around this nation. And the thing is, you vote, or you should be voting for Illinois Attorney General. You should be voting for state's attorneys that are fair and just. You should be voting for judges that will hear these cases. You need to make sure that you understand the criminal justice process. We need to know who's governor because the governors appoint the directors of the state police. It's just a lot of things that are connected politically, a lot of legal challenges, and we're going to find out for ourselves. We want justice for Jelani.
Say we want answers. Somebody say justice for Jelani.
Just the Reverend is calling for the state attorney general. Was so
Hold on,
strong
watch this,
he
guy.
doesn't believe he drowned himself.
So no, Jelani didn't hurt himself. No, Jelani did not drown himself. No, Jelani did not do this to himself. Somebody did this to Jelani.
Rainbow Push, it's always good to be with you. Of course, I'm Cameron Barnes, National Youth Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition. I'm standing here with my good friend, my brother. This is Carl Coleman, who is the chairman of the Democratic. And I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for having us. Justice for Jelani.
It's an investigation.
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 No facts.
No facts. The truth.
Set us free.
Set us free.
Somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
As we are all gathered here to let the world know, not just Peru and LaSalle and Bloomington, but to let the world know that we all want answers about what happened to Jelani here in Peru. Again, I thank all the colleges for coming out and showing up. I also, with Reverend Jesse Jackson, agree that the coroner's report yesterday and how they said and worded things is an insult to not only myself, but to my son. As I stated today, Jelani was an avid swimmer, and an avid swimmer doesn't drown himself. Jelani didn't have depression or mental issues. Those are indicative of someone that has suicidal thoughts. That's not what my son had. As I said, he's strong-willed, he was strong-minded. So Jelani ended up here against his will. He ended up in that river against his will.
Yes, he did.
He was drowned.
Yes, he was.
Against his will.
Yes, he was.
So that is all equivalent to murder.
Yes.
So I need to get answers about what happened to my son.
Yes.
And I thank you all for walking with me and marching with me and letting the world know this is a sign that we're making a sound. Even though it's not, we're not being violent, we're protesting, we're making a sound. We want action. We need the Attorney General office. We need the FBI to get involved because right now we don't have answers. And it's been way too long not to have answers.
Too long.
We stand with the day.
Now think about what she just said. They asking the Attorney General office for answers. Now look what happened to Shanquella case, and look how the Attorney General office handled Shanquella case. Cover up. You see what I'm saying? Cover up. And then look, what you think this goddamn Attorney General office, you don't think he or she knew what happened to Jelani Day? It ain't no mystery. They know. Even the police know. Right? But it's privileges involved when it comes to Jelani Day. And I believe his teacher know more. And I believe if you up the pressure on her, she would to give you a good reason. She was the one first contact the police.
Family, today we stand with the students that are out wanting to have a sense of safety, a sense of security, and a sense of closure. The family simply wants justice and they deserve answers. This is a proud military veteran family that has served our country abroad, and we want the same justice that we seek abroad right here at home. This is now a multi-jurisdictional investigation, which means to us no one's in charge. This is why we're asking for the Illinois Attorney General to step up, step forward, and to convene and lead this investigation to its natural conclusion.
And that's supposed to be the same thing in the Kanika Jenkins case. Because this the same Attorney General office had to sign off on the Kanika Jenkins case.
We saw something in Minnesota with George Floyd, and there the Attorney General for the state of Minnesota stepped forward to bring it to its natural conclusion. And we're demanding the same thing happen right here in the state of Illinois. Mr. Day, a college student, 25 years of age, happy in a fraternity, had many friends, a very highly active social and public life, contributing member to his campus, a brother with 4 sisters and brothers, was in school, medical school, was matriculating at the proper rate. And then at 9 a.m. is the last time we heard of any sort of communication from his cell phone. 2 days later, the car was found Another 7, 8 days later, the body was found, and we've had no answers. It was technically found in the Illinois River, which is state property.
Oh yeah, this is a good view. Like I was saying about, check this out. Y'all see these two bridges right here? This gonna play a major role. Cause look, it's gonna be another bridge. This the railroad track right here, right, gang. Now look, the way I need to go on Google to show y'all what I'm talking about. Cause I'm gonna need another picture besides this one. But look at this. This the highway right here. This the train right here. And if you look at this real closely, it finna make sense why his clothes were found 3 miles away from the vehicle.
The Illinois State Agency found Mr. Day, and we want them to step forward and lead the investigation. It's been over 59 days. It's been a week since we've heard back from the Illinois Attorney General, and we're here demanding answers. We want to thank the Peru mayor and the police chief. They will be escorting us today. We are asking all persons in law enforcement and all citizens that know anything about this case to please step forward so we can let this family go on with dignity and a sense of closure. You will now, as we take this route, you will see the license is better than a mile away from where the car was found. You will see the car is found another mile away from where the lanyard is found. You'll see that the lanyard is another few miles away from where the clothes were found, and the body was found some distance from there. We do not believe that he did this to himself. No. And in conclusion, it's an insult the way the coroner has issued the report to the mother, to the father, to the family. I don't want to recount all the gruesome details of the decomposition of the body, but this is why we're in Peru today, to seek justice, and we would like an apology also from the coroner.
Yeah.
No family should ever have to go through this. So, Ms. Day, would you like to say anything else at this time?
Again, as Jonathan said, when we go along this route, you will see, and I don't know if there's people here that's from Peru, you will see that the location where the car was and how they said where the body was found, where they said the clothes were found, where they said the wallet was found, where they said the lanyard was found. None of these are in a proper distance. None of these would be anything that Jelani would have purposely drove his car to, took off his license plates, not have his phone, throw away his keys, take off his clothes, and go into a river. Jelani wouldn't have done that. At all. So, since this is what they have tried to put in black and white in print to get you to believe, see it with your own eyes. Right. See it with your own eyes. See it with your own eyes and think that when you believe that somebody with common sense would even come all the way to Peru to do something to themselves. So see it with your own eyes. See why I'm so adamant about finding out what happened to my son.
Man, y'all know what? This will give everybody some kind of motivation. This should give all of us some kind of motivation. We need to learn the law, bro. Cause these people using these law tactics against us, bro. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something. After all my years of living, the police they really just don't give a fuck. They is not finna teach you the law. I looked at some of these, I looked at so many murder cases, they were so easy to solve. Man, they'll make it even more difficult for you just by not saying nothing on the case. Cause by them not saying nothing on the case, you have people be thinking, you have people be thinking they be trying to put it together. The worst thing you could do is think of a crime. Look, the worst thing you could do is walk up on the crime and your boss, the lead detective say, solve this. And you be like, what the evidence is? You don't need none. So all you can do but is speculate. And what try to happen to it? You see what I'm saying? What happened to that person? Just say like, if, just say like, if we all sat down at least 5 minutes a day and just study, it take 5 minutes to study uh rigor mortis. It only take 5 minutes for you to study rigor mortis, find out what's going on and how rigor mortis behave and begin. It gonna take 5 minutes to figure out how hypothermia works. So if you have all of these in your head, when the police come and try to give you some misleading information, you know exactly why he trying to mislead you. For a prime example, they know Jelani Day didn't commit suicide. They know Jelani Day didn't drown. They know this man wasn't alone, right? They know this man wasn't alone. What they did, they interviewed some witnesses. No doubts in my mind, they went on to college, interviewed the people that had something to tell the police. Because listen, if you listen to this mama real closely, it ain't hard to figure out what happened to Jelani Day. I believe some of his classmates killed him. I believe some of his classmates killed him. They took that man organs. And I wouldn't even be surprised they took that man organ, sold it to some more doctors or to some more organ harvesting people and did research on it. And if you look at Jelani Day, look at that man's body. And that nigga was intact. He was fitted. He didn't do no drugs. He didn't drink at all. Them the kidneys that you need. Them the vital organs that you need. Check this out. Everybody that died from organ harvesting, the people that came up missing, have you noticed these people do not drink or smoke or do any kind of drugs? Did you know that? Cause that case, it'll be a lot. If that case, you would have a lot of people. Look, you would have a lot of junkies missing, drug addicts missing, and with their organ gone. That ain't what they want. That's why you see majority of the people that come up missing be younger people. The younger, the better the organ is. And you got a bonus. This person don't drink or don't even smoke at all. That's why when you donate your kidneys, now listen, if you a smoker and if you a drinker, you really can't donate your organ unless they want it to do something about lung cancer if you smoking and stuff. Then the only thing that you know what I'm talking about. But for like for like for like a rich person that need a kidney or a heart, you don't want no motherfucking heart coming from no crackhead. And you sure don't want no heart coming from no old ass man or a woman. You want the younger or the better. If you want a heart, give me a teenage young nigga heart. Give me his profile. What kind of heart you want? I like him because he athletic and he muscularly fit and built. You see what I'm saying? So next time you know, they got a young, healthy man heart. And check this out. This one thing I found out about most of these surgeries. After those kind of surgeries, them people don't even live long at all because they getting an infection. You know what I'm talking about? The kidneys done got infected. You know what I'm talking about? And they don't live no more than about 4 to 5 years after that. Now, if Selena Gomez got a kidney, you know what I'm talking about, even though it was proven she said she got a new kidney or something like this, just look at it, see how long, you know what I'm saying, she'll last. Because the girl that gave her the kidney, ain't she died shortly after that? Her friend shortly died after that, right? Selena Gomez's friend died after that. That's what they didn't tell the public. She died from complicated surgery after the fact, because her body. That's what I had read or something, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm talking about? So watch this game. Check this out.
If I thought that anything that Jelani would have did something to himself, I can accept those things. But my son, he loved life. He had goals and aspirations. He believed in God. He had a strong Christian background. He wouldn't have dared did anything to himself. So once again, I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for marching with us for justice. Just please, please, please help me find justice. That's all I'm asking.
Justice for Jelani! Keep hope! Keep hope! Alive! Alive! Keep hope! Keep hope! Alive! Alive! Keep hope! Keep hope! Alive! Alive! Keep hope! Keep hope! Alive! Alive!
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118